They almost got it. They almost hit the mark with this one. They almost made a great game. This is like a Jurassic World. I did not 100% this. I'm sorry, I didn't. I normally like to 100% these games as I play them because they're just very fun to play and I just almost loved every single aspect about them. But in this one, I was starting to find things that I really despised. I thought that by this point, like by the time they were making Lego Jurassic World, they had been making tons of these games with chase sequences in the story missions, that by this time, by this entry, you would think that they would add some quality of life improvements to the gameplay. That would probably just be a couple lines of code and a single addition to the start menu. You know, you would press start and the game pauses and you see a menu of options and you click one and something happens. You'd think that they would add something in here that would fix my problem that I had with Lego Jurassic World, but no, they didn't do that. No, sorry, they did not do that. Now, what am I talking about? Well, if you see this, you see a dinosaur chasing a person. That happens a lot in the movies. It does, and it happens a lot in the story levels of the games. You get 4 movies. You get Jurassic Park 1, 2, 3, and then Jurassic World. Great story levels. Like when you're playing the chase sequences and you're just doing the story for the first time around, you're just going through. It's very fun. These were very well crafted, very well made. The chase sequences, they have a lot of popping color and popping animation and things happening in the background that you get to pay attention to. It's just so well crafted and well made that I don't want to take that away from them. I don't. It looks so good. But then it comes the collectathon stuff, right? In almost every single one of these games, you would have a collectible, like 10 mini kits that you have to collect in every story level. In every story mission, you would have 10 mini kits to find. Most of them involve you having a character with a perk. For example, Owen Grady here from Jurassic World, he knows how to climb walls. So sometimes in levels where Owen Grady would not be playable, you would have a wall that somebody would have to climb. So during free mode, once you beat the story mission for the first time, you can come back and play it in free mode using any character that you have collected thus far. You could take Owen Grady into one of the previous movies levels where you wouldn't have a character who could climb normally, and you could climb a wall and find a mini-kit there. Normally, that's how you would have tons of these mini-kits scattered about the place, is through that. But, They hit about 20 mini-kits in the chase sequences. There are a lot of chase sequences here that I just hate. I hated finding the mini-kits here. And it was primarily to do with the lack of quality of life controls. For example, there is a chase sequence in the first movie. You're being chased by the Tyrannosaurus Rex, but you're in a car, right? You're in this big vehicle, and you have to run away from the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And the perspective of the camera is you're looking behind yourself. You're looking at the dinosaur chasing you. You cannot see what's in front of you until it literally passes you. So normally they would hide these mini-kits on this level, scattered like to the left or to the right or up a ramp on the left or something, and you would not know where this mini-kit is until you have already passed it. So what would you do? You would usually restart the level, right? And if the developers, the designers, were any sort of intelligent, they would add this quality of life control where you would press the start button. And on the start button, you would see the resume option. Below that, you could see, if they were intelligent, you would see the option restart from checkpoint. Below that would be restart level. And below that would be options. Below that would probably be extras. And then below that would be exit level. You know, if the designers were any sort of intelligent, they would have that. They would have all these options. You press the start button, you missed the mini-kit, you just passed it, right? And you need to go back and get it before you forget where it was. So you press the start button, you click restart from checkpoint, and it restarts the chase. It just restarts the chase. You're back at the beginning of the chase. There's no loading screen because you're already on the chase. You just go back to the start of the chase. You know where the mini-kit is now, so you can try to go and get it. You can try and go and find it. You can try and go and collect it. And normally, if they had added that, if they were intelligent and added that, I wouldn't mind most of these chase sequences. I wouldn't mind them. They wouldn't bother me all that much. But, you see, well, they didn't add restart from checkpoint. They didn't add restart level. They didn't add either of those options to the start menu. They didn't add any of them. So if you missed that mini-kit during this, 1 minute chase sequence, if you missed the mini-kit, you have to press start. You have to click exit level. You go through a very long loading screen. It's about a minute long, sometimes a minute and a half. And then you get back to the hub world. And then you go to the map. And then you re-enter the level. You re-enter it, you re-enter the chase sequence. And then you get another long loading screen. It's about 30 seconds to a minute long. And then you're back on the chase sequence. But after waiting all of that time, you may not be as knowledgeable about where this mini-kit was. So you may miss it a second time. And then you have to go do that again. You exit the level, loading screen, then open the map, open the level again, and go into the chase sequence. You get a loading screen again to load the chase sequence, to load the level, and then you gotta go find the minikit. You gotta go collect it, and you have to memorize where it is. And normally you would need the minikit detector. You need it. The minikit detector would tell you generally in a general direction of where this minikit is. If you don't have the minikit detector, red brick, you might as well just not try to do these chase sequences. You're not going to find them. You're not going to find these minikits on these chase sequences because you cannot see what's in front of you. You can't see what's in front of you until you've already passed it. And so you won't know where the minikit is until you've already passed it. And sometimes they would change the perspective of the camera angle, and you would see it would be a side-scrolling chase. So you would see the raptors. They're right here. They're chasing you right here. You're right here. And everything to the left is passing through you that way. You still can't see what's in front of you. But now you have three-dimensional movement on a 2D plane, on a 2D screen. So you're running like this, and maybe the minikit's to the left of you or something, right? So you're running and you pass right by the minikit. So you got to restart the level. And so maybe you think, all right, so if I go all the way to the left, maybe I'll find it. You're running and you pass it again because it's not on the wall. It's slightly to the right of the edge of the wall. So you have to restart it again. And so you go slightly more to the right, but then you pass it because you're not directly by it. Because the perspective of the camera makes it very difficult to determine precisely where on this 3D plane which you are running on a 2D angle, you cannot tell where you are precisely. If you had only allowed me to change the camera angle so that I could see it from a direction of I could see what's in front of me, I would know precisely where I would need to go to collect the minikit. So instead of being like this, it would be like that. It would be like that. So if the minikit is right here and you're running right here, you would see, oh, so I need to go, there it is, collected it. Because that's perspective. That is perspective when you get to see what's in front of you, so you can know where you need to go. But instead, you're going this way. You're running this way, towards the screen. You get to see all of the crap behind you, but you don't get to see any of the crap in front of you. This is very irritating. It is incredibly irritating. There are at least 8 chase sequences in this game where they have hidden mini kits, and you have to collect all 10 to get a gold brick. So I missed out. Well, I collected most of them. I did 7 of the 8 chase sequences. They were very irritating. I had to do a lot of restarting. Hours of restarting. Hours of sitting through loading screens because I couldn't see on a 3-dimensional plane because of it. I couldn't see. I could not see. And the final chase sequence, I could have done it. I could have, but well, the mini-kit detector glitched out on me. On this 8th and final chase sequence, there's only one mini-kit in it, But to earn that mini kit, you needed to break 3 objects. And normally, when you have the mini kit detector red brick option in the extras menu turned on, if you had to blow up 3 objects to collect a mini kit, you would have 3 icons on the screen indicating where each of the 3 items you had to blow up were to collect your mini kit. Well, in this level, they only showed you one. Only one little icon. One little icon. So you go to where that general item is, but there's nothing there. It's just an arrow on an empty spot. It's just telling you where the mini kit would show up, I guess, after you've blown up the 3 items. I have no idea. This level was glitched, I think. I don't know. But after restarting it and trying it 10 times and not knowing where the... I lost my patience. I lost my patience, which is very easy to do, I guess. Especially with technology and video games. I just lost my patience. I lost it, and I was like, I'm done. I think I'm done. I think I'm done here. I collected all of the characters, all of the dinosaurs. I grabbed all of that. But this level, this chase sequence, I'm done. I think I'm done. I think I'm done here. And so I decided I'm done. I wasn't going to look up a video and watch someone play it to know exactly where these 3 items were that you had to blow up to collect the mini kit. I wasn't going to do that. I wasn't going to watch a video about that and do it that way. It should have been doable the way internally. It should have been doable internally. I shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't have to do that. It's just, I despise those types of chase sequences. I despise them. Now, if you added the restart from checkpoint thing without loading screens, just restart the chase each time. Because the chase takes about a minute to complete. The chase takes about a minute or less than a minute to complete. But the loading screens take about 2 to 3 times the length of time. Just exiting the level, re-entering the level, just to do a minute of a chase sequence. It just, yeah, I got a little bit too irritated. I was starting to get a headache, even. I was getting this headache. It was really, really hurting. It was really hurting, and that made my patience really short. And the more angrier I got, the worse my headache got. And so I decided, I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And so I did not complete this game. I didn't. If I had collected all of the gold bricks, which were scattered across the 4 hub worlds, which are very, very fun. They're very fun. Everything in this game, except for the chase sequences, collecting mini-kits, is fun. I would consider about 20 mini-kits and, I guess, 8 gold bricks. So there are 8 chase sequences to collect 8 gold bricks. After you have collected all 10 mini-kits, I would consider 20 mini-kits and 8 gold bricks to be maybe about 3% of 100% of this game. So I would say this game is 97% good. 97% of the content in this game is fun. Very fun. You can ride the vehicles around the open hub world. They're very fun. There's about 20 races. Those are very fun to do. There's about 20 dinos in peril. You get to go about and find food items and feed the dinos and make them healthy again. That's very fun to do. There's a bunch of hidden gold bricks that you have to unlock characters or certain skills to go and do that. That's very fun to do. Lots of platforming puzzles, very fun. Literally everything in the game except for finding the mini-kits and the chase sequences is fun, which is what a game like this needs to be. Fun. It's the type of game that you could just play and have fun. And that's what I really liked about these Lego games. But you dropped the ball on these chase sequences. If you're going to include so many of these chase sequences that you cannot go back and redo, you need to just not have mini-kits in them. I'm just going to be honest with you. You just should not have mini-kits in here if you're going to include so many of these chase sequences and not let us restart from the checkpoint, restart from the start of the chase without a loading screen. Just restart the chase, because if you miss the mini-kit, you can restart the chase and go get it. It's just. What are the positives? Well, the positives are I really liked the vast majority of the cast. The vast majority of playable characters. There's only like maybe five, at most 10 of the playable characters that have no skills at all. For example, you'll find a character, their blank name, I don't know their names. There's a lot of characters whose names I don't know. But let's say you'll see one character called Panicked Civilian. I guess that's one name. We'll just call him Panicked Civilian. He has absolutely no abilities, no skills. He cannot open doors. He cannot use a crowbar to open locked things and chained fences. He cannot dig for things. He cannot plant things. He cannot climb walls. He's just there to fill in the roster. He has no abilities whatsoever. He's useless. He has absolutely no point in being there. So, at least if he's there, does he have a unique combat moveset? Like you get to fight dinosaurs in this. You get to fight other types of members of like rival companies and stuff trying to capture the dinosaurs, bandits, raiders, whatever. And you get to fight those guys. So a lot of characters have good combat, right? So does this character who has no abilities, does he have at least a unique moveset? So you click him to see what he has, and he's unarmed. He has nothing. His moveset, his punching is basic 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. He's pointless. And they're getting better with this. They are getting a little bit better with this. There's not as many characters who are pointless in here. Most characters have something to do. Most characters have an ability. And I like that they vary it up a little bit. They vary it up. Like, for example, Alan Grant can dig, and he can assemble things with a dino, but he can assemble things with dino skeletons. He can use the raptor claw that he found to cut foliage, so that you could pass through certain things. So those are his 3 big skills. Each character has at least 3 big skills. And each character would have a variation of this. For example, let's say there is a veterinarian who can jump and dig through dino droppings, which I find funny all the time. You can jump and dig through dino droppings to find items, to find things to build, even to find food, which is very funny to me, because there's a mechanic in here where you get to dig through dino droppings to find food to feed to sick dinos. You are feeding their own feces to them. That was very funny. I found that very amusing. I'm still very amused by that. I'm sorry. But you can dig through dino droppings. Some characters have abilities like this, so you have that. You can dig through dino droppings and find things. And let's say this character can also they also are acrobatics, so she's a female. All the females in this game are acrobatics. You know how I said in Lego Lord of the Rings and Lego Hobbit that elves can jump really high and swing on poles and all that stuff as being acrobatic type of characters? Well, all of the females in Lego Jurassic World are acrobatics like the elves were in Lego Lord of the Rings. This was made, I think, after Lego Lord of the Rings, so they basically just reused that mechanic for the females, which is fine to me. And so all the females have acrobatic abilities, so this character can rummage through dino droppings. She could do acrobatic abilities, and let's say she also has the ability to track items, so she can pick up little items on the ground with little blue little icons floating off of it. She could pick it up, and then she could track dino tracks to find hidden objects, so that's pretty fun. And you can also play as dinosaurs, not big ones during the story missions. You could play as smaller dinos during the small story missions, like the raptor. Ooh, you could play as the little raptors. Ooh, that's very fun. That was very fun to play as the raptors. You can play as baby triceratops, which is very fun to do. You can play as a compy, a compass. I can't pronounce the long term, but they call them compies for short. It's a very tiny little green lizard thing, and these compies can run through these little compy tubes, kind of like how you had little hamster labyrinth tubes when you were a kid. You remember that? If don't you, please remember the little hamster labyrinth tubes. If you don't, look it up, because I am doing a terrible description of describing it, but they're little compy tubes that a compy can run in. It's a little green little tube along the walls, so a compy can go through there. Only a compy can do this. It's very unique that you have to unlock the compy to do this, so you can play as the compy and story missions and collect mini kits and hidden objects this way. It was very fun. It was very fun. Playing the dinos is a very fun thing. And during the big hub worlds, you get 4 big hub worlds set during each of the 4 movies. For example, you get the 2 islands. 2 movies take place on each different island. Jurassic Park 1 and Jurassic World take place on Isla Nublar. And Jurassic Park 2 and Jurassic Park 3 take place on Isla Sorna. So, Jurassic Park 2 and 3 take place on 2 different parts of the island, so you get to explore 2 different parts of it, and Jurassic Park 1 and Jurassic World take place on the same island with the same map, but they're taking place during 2 very different points in time, and you get to explore this island during both points in time. When you explore Isla Nublar during Jurassic World, the old Welcome Center from Jurassic Park 1 is now in ruins. And you can explore the ruins area surrounding that. That's very fun to do. You explore the park and the abandoned places where John Hammond built. And then you can explore the actual amusement park area of the Jurassic World, which is very fun to do. It was a very fun time, exploring and grabbing all these gold bricks during that. That's good. But then there are these little big wide open paddocks, like in the actual parks. The actual Jurassic Park, you had the Tyrannosaur paddock, the Triceratops paddock, this big open space where they kept it like a zoo, basically. Yeah, then in each of these big plains areas on each of the 4 maps, you would have this big bunch of stuff in here that your characters that you have in your repertoire of characters that you can switch to at any time, even the smaller dinos, they cannot do anything or interact with these bigger things here. So what you would get is this big dino area where you get to rebuild something that you would need X amount of gold bricks to unlock. So they're basically like little gateways to block off. You need X gold bricks to repair this dino station. I'm just going to call it a dino station. So you repair this dino station in, for example, the T-Rex paddock in Jurassic Park 1's map, and you rebuild it, and then you can interact with the dino, with the dino computer, and it lets you pick from small dinos, medium dinos, and large dinos. Any of the dinos that you have previously unlocked, you can click, and it will summon that dino, and you can actually play as it. You can play as the T-Rex, you can play as the Brontosaurus, you can play as any of these huge dinos. It is very fun to do, and each dino has different abilities. For example, the Triceratops can charge and break big things. The Tyrannosaurus, the Spinosaurus, and the Indominus Rex can roar and break things through the roar, kind of like a glass thing. And some characters can shriek. The smaller characters, the minifigures. Some characters like what's her name? Jeff Goldblum's daughter in the second movie. If you hold down the circle button, she can shriek. If you have played Lego Batman 3 and Lego Marvel Superheroes or Lego Marvel Avengers, there are certain characters who have a shriek ability that can do the exact same thing, that can break glass to grab things. That same ability is brought back in here. Certain characters can shriek and scream. That's basically the same thing that the Tyrannosaurus can do, just for bigger objects, because they just roar and cause this big sonic boom that breaks things, so you can interact with things that they've broken. Very fun. Only the Brachiosaurus can stomp on these giant green platforms and break them for gold bricks. There's just a lot of stuff that you could do here with all of the big dinos. It's very fun. Even the Indominus Rex has a unique ability where it can turn invisible. The Indominus Rex can turn invisible stealth mode, basically, which is like the camouflage ability that it showed off in the 4th movie, which is pretty fun. So you would need that to interact with certain things to... It's just a very fun thing to play as the dinos. That's probably the big draw for LEGO Jurassic World, is playing as the dinos. It's the only game where you can do that. And if I'm going to be honest with you, we've had 3 more Jurassic Park or Jurassic World movies released after the first one. it might be time, Warner Brothers, to make a sequel, Lego Jurassic World 2, I guess, and include the 3 movies that came afterwards. Maybe redo this movie, or just add this movie back in, Lego Jurassic World, and then have the 3 new movies in there, and then maybe have the fan favorites from the first trilogy come back. They obviously do come back in Dominion. Alan Grant comes back, Ellie Sattler comes back, Jeff Goldblum comes back, so those guys could come back. So it's pretty. I would say Lego Jurassic World would be a good one to bring back, to just give you a lineup of more Lego games to make, because it feels like the Lego games are slowing down, and the amount of Lego games I can think of are just, I could set you up for the next decade of Lego games. You own the IPs, you own the licenses, you can just do this right now. It's just a matter of doing it, basically. But yeah, I would say it's time to make a Lego Jurassic World 2, but if you do make Lego Jurassic World 2, please add and code this in, where players press the start button, and you would have a thing called restart from checkpoint. Add that into the start menu. Please add that in, because restarting a level is very important, especially if you miss something that you cannot go back and collect. Players shouldn't have to exit the level and then re-enter it to go grab something that they missed. Just let us restart from the checkpoint and go grab it. It would take no time at all. Just restart from the checkpoint, grab it, and keep going. It's that easy. It's that simple. It would really save players a whole lot of time, and a whole lot of loading screens, and a whole lot of heartache, and a whole lot of aggravation. Please, add that in.